Let's go, let's go, let's go. This is Donald from the Yankified podcast, episode number 2. And I want to thank everyone who's going to join us on Wildcard Weekend. I know a lot of you guys will be checking out the football. I can see there is 4 minutes remaining, so I wanted to give you guys a little bit more time so you guys could watch a little bit of the football before we get stuck into some Yankee content. So let's say hello to who's in the chat. Who have we got? We've got the Save Situation Salute. How are you doing? CT Cards. How are you doing, my man? We have Jonathan in the chat. Hello, Jonathan. We have 01 in the chat. How are you doing? Oh, yeah. Hope all is well. Yeah, doing okay, man. How are you, CT? Hope all is okay with you. How are you guys doing? Well, we've got a packed show. We are going to get into some stuff. We're going to get into some Roki Sasaki stuff. We're going to talk some DJ LeMahieu. And we are going to actually have a couple more segments here in this new podcast. We're going to have a segment where we're going to X, and we're going to have a look at the Yankee rumors on X, and we can discuss them together. So that's some of the things that we're going to do. What's the save situation going to say here? Can you please grant me a preemptive pardon? What for? What for? It's a little early for a preemptive pardon. What's the pardon for? But yes, of course. I look forward to hearing what this pardon is. What's up, Train? How are you, man? How are you? What's going on? So yeah, we're going to have a couple segments in here. And we're going to try some new things out in this podcast. Got a couple of ideas. I think we're going to, because, listen, Yankee news is slow right now. It's going to be slow for a while. So we might need to come up with some creative stuff. I think I'll have a phone-in segment where you guys can hop on with me. We're going to do that. Other couple of ideas, my top 5 lists, any kind of random top 5 lists. Could be anything from entertainment to sports, anything. So just some kind of stuff I was thinking at the top of my head. But right now, we're going to get into some Yankee stuff because there is some news to discuss. Obviously, we've discussed it ad nauseum over this past week. But there's always new things to discuss. Obviously, lately, over the last 24 hours or so, Ken Rosenthal has been very active. He has discussed the Roki Sasaki situation, so we're going to get into what he's saying about Roki Sasaki. And he is also talking about the Marcus Stroman situation. He's talked about how the Yankees are willing to eat some of the money to get rid of Marcus Stroman. So that's going to be key. And the key aspect to that quote was that he said that the Yankees are going to try and get rid of him in order to bring in an affordable infield piece. So once again, the Yankees are crying poverty. So yeah, we can discuss that as well. So who else have we got in the chat? So the same situation was clarified. He says he's going to be a wise ass. All right, I like that. What's up? Sean Browning saying the whole market has stalled. It has because of Roki Sasaki for sure. That is absolutely a fact. A lot of this is to do with the international money. So from what I understand, 15th of this month is the first day in which Sasaki can sign. However, his agent has actually said that he's not actually going to sign on that day. That is the first day in which he can sign. And I think then you will start to see some trades being made in order to free up international money for teams to get in the bidding. Apparently, if you make a trade, I think the most you can go is like up to $250,000 of international money. So if you wanted to say make $1 million of international money, I think you need to make 4 separate trades, from what I understand, according to Rosenthal's article. So there's actually a few things involved in this. What is up, Jacob? How are you doing, man? What's up? Sean says Hal gets taxed up the yin yang. Yeah, well, it ain't my money, so I ain't interested. I want him to make the most money available. Uh, so I'm not overly worried about his tax threshold situation. Jonathan says that is not true. Okay, I mean that's what I read from Rosenthal. But if you've got another source, then that's absolutely fine. Um, so we will get into all this stuff right now, I guess. How confident are you guys in Roki Sasaki? So that's my question to you. Are you guys confident? Are you guys confident we're going to get Sasaki? So the first update is that apparently the Dodgers have made serious moves today. As of today, the Dodgers have made big time moves in order to feel like they're close to landing Roki Sasaki. According to Dodgers Twitter, they're saying it certainly feels like the Dodgers got closer to landing him today. They made 2 moves today, and they currently now have $3.6 million to bid for Japanese ace Roki Sasaki. So right now, it's looking very, very much like, unfortunately, like Roki Sasaki is going to go to the Dodgers and make that super team. But Yankees Town Babe says very confident. Very, very confident. Okay. I like the confidence. Sean Browning says 80-20. So, Sean Browning, you're 80% sure. And Yankees Town Babe, just to be sure, you guys are confident to 80% confident we're gonna get Roki Sasaki. Just want to clarify. The Safe Situation says I'm just as confident as I was before the Mets signed. That person who shall not be named. Absolutely agree. Well, I'm so glad that you changed your name, first of all, Yankee Town Babe, because it used to be Joe Shane Train, and Joe Shane is a disgrace to all general managers in National Football League. So I'm so glad you changed that name. I wanted him fired. He needs to be fired. He's a disgrace to the New York Giants and everything about them. Anyway, I love the confidence that we're getting. I'm liking the confidence here. So obviously Jack Curry did say that he was pretty confident. You said that the Yankees are confident. I like that too, but the most recent news that I'm reading says that the Dodgers are very much the front runners here, and so that's my major concern here. I think the Dodgers are making serious moves in order to end up landing. So to quote Ken Rosenthal, on Friday's episode of Foul Territory, Rosenthal spoke about the Roki Sasaki situation and how it could play out. As far as the timetable, yes, January 15 is the first day he will sign, Rosenthal said. Joel Wolf, the agent, has said that he's not going to sign on that date. And the reason is what you said, Scott. Teams are going to try to add international dollars in trades. So as explained in the podcast, so to answer Jonathan saying that wasn't true what I just said. So just to clarify from Rosenthal, he explained that if you're going $250,000 at a time to get to $1 million, you've got to make 4 trades. 4. That is one reason why the situation or the decision will be delayed. Is it possible that we might have an indication by January 15th? Yes, we might, based on some of the maneuvering going on, but right now it's hard to predict where this is going. So I'm quoting Ken Rosenthal, Jonathan. So it looks like I'm not quite sure what you're hearing, but yeah, apparently you need to make 4 separate trades in order to free up that kind of money. So with that in mind, we can all agree that there's going to be some maneuvering that is going to take place in order to acquire him. It's interesting that he himself hasn't said that the Dodgers are favorites, so that's a good thing. So he's saying it's still up in the air. So we're very much still in the conversation to land Roki. So, I mean, listen, If we get Sasaki, this changes everything. This changes everything. We could legitimately land one of the most amazing international pitchers that's going to drop in the market. He just looks phenomenal, and 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 I think we should have a look and see some of his stuff. What do you guys think? Uh, I think we should have a look at some of his metrics, and I think we should have a look at some of his incredible stuff. So me and Rob are actually going to break that down. Maybe not in this particular episode, maybe in next week's episode, but we're going to break down some of his stuff because his stuff is ridiculous. Ridiculous movement. He's just an absolute machine. So what's the save situation got to say here? If the Yankees are in a poker game for Roki, I'd fold. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. Yeah, that is probably where I'm at too, my man. But you never know. It's just the Yankees haven't had so much luck in the Asian market lately. Everyone goes to the Dodgers, so it's a little bit of a worry. It's a little bit of a worry. So, I mean, how would this guy? So, bearing in mind the Sasaki stuff, right? Say we landed in an ideal world, we landed a Roki Sasaki, and he slots in there. Do you think the Yankees would go with a 6-man rotation? Obviously, so he's comfortable coming out of Japan. Or do you think we would go with a 5-man and then make, say, like a Clark Schmidt available, or even out of the bullpen? So that's my question to you guys. Is that how you would do it? Is that how you would do it? Would you go 6-man? Or would you go 5-man and make Clark Schmidt available in a trade and see if you can use him as a way to get an infielder or whatever? So CT Cards is saying Roki out of the bullpen to start. Stevie B says, "What's up? I'm fixing a shelf that had too much weight. I'll be listening in." Okay, that's I love that he's listening to me while doing that. Stevie B, you are a legend. That's that. So I got a nice thing in the mail today. Oh yeah, nice new road jersey with Big G at the back. Got Stanton number 27 at the back. He's my guy, the playoff legend himself, Big G, the one and only, literally the only Yankee postseason hitter. So I'm repping him this year. So this year I'm going to be repping Big G all the way. And everyone else needs to raise their level in order to reach Big G's level in the playoffs, because that dude is ridiculous. So I'm repping my guy G. I ain't going to have anyone giving any G slander this year. I'm going to be an assassin on X to anyone who gives Big G any shit this year. I'm not. If he has a bad game and strikes out a couple times, stuff it. Stuff it. Not interested in your complaints. This guy is a playoff legend. That's it. That's it. Whether you like it or not. Those complaining, oh, he can't run, oh, he's a DH. Stuff it. Big G. Playoff machine. So, yeah, I'm coming in hard. I'm coming in hard on the Big G haters. If there's any left. I don't know if there's any left. So, that's gonna be my thing this year. I'm gonna be repping Big G. Who in the chat is gonna be repping who? I want you guys to fill me in. Who's Jonathan, Stevie B, CT Cards, Yankee Town Babe, all you guys. Who have you got repping this year on your shirt and your jerseys? Meanwhile, Roy Estrada is asking, good evening. You changed your podcast. Don't listen to the bullshit that Yankees have a chance because Japanese part owner is involved. Do you think Japanese part owner has more sway than Otani Yamamoto? Salute, Roy. No, this is this is not a replacement on the Pinstripe Chronicles. As you can see, it's actually very much part of the Pinstripe Chronicles. It's just it's a new podcast as part of the platform, not dissimilar to the Upper Deck on Sundays. El Supreme was good. What is good, El Supreme Loco? Brilliant name, by the way. That is the name. That's my favorite name so far. It's right up there with Cold Italian Pizza as the best name I've heard so far on our platform. The Safe Situation says DJ Comeback Player of the Year. Yeah, my ass. My ass. April Fools. It's too early for that, brother. February Fools. Yeah, DJ LeMahieu is DJ LeWay cooked. That's just that is the unfortunate truth. I'm just gonna have a quick scout over. Oh, Houston are up 32-12 on the Chargers. So whoever is watching the football can now switch off and watch me instead, because that game's over. The Texans are going to the next round, and Harbaugh is out. So DJ LeMay cooked. DJ Le Clubfoot. What other nicknames have we got for DJ? The dude is cooked. And yet, all I'm hearing is that the Yankees are seriously considering DJ LeMahieu to have a major role on this team. What is happening? What is happening? How is this real? Please tell me that this is going to be like a Bubba Crosby situation, because there's no way that a serious ball club would have DJ LeMahieu playing third base every day. I don't believe it's real. I just can't, because it just doesn't make any sense. I don't. If you would list the teams in the majors that would have DJ LeMahieu playing third, how many would you list? I don't even think a handful. I don't know of any. He was that bad last year, and it's not me just hating on DJ LeMahieu. Not at all. I mean, as I said, in 2021, I think he was the best contact hitter in the major leagues. I stand by that. He was unbelievable, DJ LeMahieu. I mean, I was so excited, man. I was just like, this is the kind of player that I love. I love contact hitters. That's my thing. I love guys that hit 300. 300 plus, I've got a particular preference for that because I'm old school. I'm an old school fan. I grew up through the early 90s, right through to now, believing, and I still believe, the batting average is one of the most important components. I love it. I appreciate guys that still, in this day and age, find a way to bat 300 plus. So DJ comes along, and he's one of the very only people to have batting titles in both leagues. Phenomenal. I mean, what did he do in 2020? Bat 364. That's awesome. And I still believe that he was, he was one of the best hitters in the game. 2019, bat 327. For the Yankees, he was ridiculously good. Both those years, he was an MVP candidate. He was third and fourth in the MVP listing. 2020, he had an OPS of over 1,000. Dude was awesome. So it's just, unfortunately, it's all changed. Unfortunately, it's all gone downhill since then. It's all gone wrong since then. And now he's a shell of himself. He bat just 200 last year. His on-base percentage was similar to his batting average, 269. His slug was similar to his on-base percentage and his batting average, 259. His OPS plus, now OPS plus, for people that don't really worry about the metrics, you want an OPS plus of 100. His was 51. So that is completely unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. I mean, my God. And just 2 home runs all season long. Just 5 doubles. So he only had 7 extra base hits all year long. That it's I can't even get my head around how someone declines that much. His WAR was a negative 1.6. In 2023, he was actually still a positive WAR player. So just a year later, he is now completely a negative WAR player, wins above replacement. That means that he has negative value. So that means that if you took him out and you've put Uncle Tats in there, third base, Uncle Tats, even without swinging the bat, would be an upgrade to DJ LeMahieu by not doing anything. That is how bad DJ LeMahieu was. A negative 1, wins above replacement, complete disaster. And the Yankees are seriously considering him as a third baseman. And it's not just performance, because his performance was dreadful. Not just that. No, 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 no. Not just that. His injuries. The dude's club foot. His foot is ruined. The amount of injuries that he's had to this foot, the amount of surgery he's had to his foot, this guy, you can't rely on this guy. I mean, nothing positive is going to happen by relying on DJ. As Donovan Michael says, DJ LeGround out. Nothing positive is going to happen from that situation. So I'm very concerned about that. Very concerned about that. And then who else are they going to go with? Are they going to go with Oswaldo Cabrera? I mean, these are the names that we're hearing. Just I'm not feeling too good about this situation at third base. I get that the Yankees are above the 301. I get that they need to save some money. And they need to I get all these things. But the Yankees are giving themselves this self-imposed tax. They're the ones that give them this self-imposed cap, I should say. They're the ones that are doing it. They can't afford to go over the 301. They're at 303 right now. I think it gets taxed at like 120% or something like that, top of my head. But, deal with it. For 1 year, same situation. What's more depressing? 1, DJ and the Yankees. 2, one of the best in baseball signed by our crosstown rivals. Yep. And number 3, Dominguez could be the next Clint Frazier. I don't think Dominguez is going to be the next Clint Frazier. I think that's still very early. I don't think the Yankees are going to Yankify Clint Frazier. I don't see that as a possibility. It's a possibility. I don't think it's a likelihood, though. I think that they're going to give him every opportunity to prove himself this year. So I still have belief in Dominguez. Dominguez is a good worker. He's athletic enough. He's a hell of a hitter. And I think he can play solid defense at left field. But he needs a lot of reps and he needs a lot of work. And I think he's the one that'll do it. So I'm less worried about Dominguez. Soto signing for the Mets. I went through last week. Awful. But DJ and the Yankees, I think that's worse. It's worse. Because you can seriously upgrade third base if they wanted to, but they're not doing it. Alex Bregman's just sitting there, man. He's just sitting there. All you have to do is sign him. And they're not doing it. There's not even that great a market for Bregman right now. It's like Boston and Detroit. I don't want him going to Detroit. They're an ascending team. I certainly don't want him to go to the Red Sox. They're another ascending team if they can get the right pieces in here. So the Yankees aren't promised anything. So they definitely need to upgrade at third base. And it'll be interesting to see what names are coming around. From everything I understand, Bregman is a non-starter. It's not being considered. It's not. It's not a thing. The Yankees are looking at creative options, and I should say quote unquote creative options. I I'm not confident what these options are, but they are titled creative options, such as oh God, I don't know, like Polanco. Not even the good Polanco, Placido Polanco. It's the other Polanco, the Mariner Polanco that bat DJ LeMahieu's numbers last year. No, I'm not feeling Polanco too much. Who's the other guy? Rogers from Colorado. Um, I would prefer Mr. Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. No, I'm not feeling. I'm not feeling Mr. Rogers either. Yeah, it's not a great list. If the Yankees are going to be cheap at third, it's not a great list. But when Rosenthal's using the term affordable third base options, it scares me. As if the Yankees can't afford anything more than like paltry third base contracts. I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't like it. I just wish Hal Steinbrenner would just be like, Brian, on this one occasion, considering what we lost in Soto and Torres, considering what we gained in ticket sales last year and a run to the World Series, I'm allowing you to spend without a limit within reason. If you could justify bringing me Alec Bregman, go and get him. That's what I want to hear. You know, that's what I want to hear. I want to hear Brian Cashman backing up his words. You know, Brian Cashman himself said at the GM meetings, he said, no surrender. We're going to try and stockpile talent. Who have we signed since he's stockpiled talent? You know? After Max Fried, who has he signed? The only signing he made was $12.5 million Goldschmidt coming off an awful year, and he's 37 years old. That's the only signing he made, and it was a one-year deal, so there's no commitment. So it's not exactly stockpiling talent, is it? Let's be real. Hal Steinbrenner saying there's nothing we cannot do. Well, apparently, apart from going over the Cohen tax threshold, then apparently there is things that they cannot do. So what's other chat members got to say here? Upside, cheap, injured, Cashman loves this. True. CT says, sad but true. Dev Finch says, what up? Hey, Dev, how are you? Thanks for hopping in, man. What is up, Medina? Hey, Medina, good to see you, man. Medina says, thank God you were here. It's great to see Medina in the chat. I've not seen Medina in a while. How are you doing, man? Welcome to the second episode of the Yankified podcast. So as I was going in here, I'm going in on Hal Steinbrenner for this Cohen tax limit that we're set. And I'm going in on Brian Cashman for the types of names we're looking at. At third base, we have to do better, man. You cannot fly me a DJ LeMahieu. You can't. No. It's not acceptable. It is not acceptable. Those numbers that I ran through, not acceptable. We have to be better than this. We're the Yankees. Come on. Come on, guys. We're the Yankees, right? Coupon Cashman. Spill the wine. I mean, I don't know, man. There has to be more than this. There has to be better. What has Rajil got to say? Salute to Rajil. How are you? Yeah, smash that likey, baby. Let's do it. Let's do it. So everyone has to hit that like button. Everyone in the chat, hit that like button. Really do appreciate it, considering it's wild card football weekend, and you guys are giving this a watch. So I do appreciate that. What is up? What is up? What is up? We got Rob in the chat. They're going to end up signing Paul DeJong or Jorge Polanco. That is from my man Rob. And I mean, that looks like what it's going to be. So let's have a look at some of these numbers of both these guys. Let's discuss a bit of Jorge Polanco. Incredibly, his numbers weren't all that much better than a DJ LeMahieu when you think about it. His on-base percentage was .296, which is basically the same as DJ LeMahieu's, very similar. His batting average was .213. LeMahieu's was like .203. So, I mean, we're talking about complete nonsense here. It was OPS plus now. It wasn't nearly as bad as LeMahieu's, but still completely below average. It's a worry. His numbers are dreadful. And he struck out like 56 more times than he did the year prior. He's a terrible defender. He only stole 4 bases last year. So all the things in which you think that the Yankees are looking for, they're not going to get in a Jorge Polanco. So if they're looking for defense, Jorge Polanco is like in the second percentile in range. Dreadful. Right? If you're looking for speed, he's not giving you any speed. So that's a non-starter. If you're looking for on-base percentage, he's not giving you any on-base percentage. He's not even on base 30% of the time, Jorge Polanco. You've got to give me better than that. And then Jack Curry saying, I know, we love Jack Curry, but when he said, oh, if you can give me 2023 Jorge Polanco, then that's what we're aiming for. That's what you'd want in a lineup. No. That's a crazy thing to say. Because that means that the third of our lineup is going to have to be rewound to the year before. That doesn't make any sense. That's not how you build a team after losing Juan Soto. It's not. That's not how you do it. So for me, Jorge Polanco was a complete flat no. Not interested, not under any circumstances. Coming off a horrible year. And no. If the Yankees sign him, I will be pissed. And I will be blowing up these airways, I can promise you. So that's a no. Let's look at Rob's other suggestion. Paul DeJong. Let's do it. Okay. On base percentage 276. Jesus Christ. All right, another guy that can't get on base, and a team that can't get on base. Excellent, right? Slug 427, OPS 703. Okay, it's a little better. 98 OPS plus from 97, still below average. You want 100 for OPS plus. His is 97. 56 RBIs and a 227 batting average. All right, great. Another guy that can't get on base and doesn't hit for average. All right, but the one thing he does do is he gives you 24 home runs. Okay. So, according to MLB trade rumors, as the Yankees search for infield help after losing second baseman Gleyber Torres in free agency, John Heyman of the Post reports that Paul DeJong is among the names the club is currently looking at. So, DeJong gives you 24 home runs. All right, a little bit of pop. That's not the worst thing in the world. 18 homers, 41 ribbies for the White Sox, the dreadful White Sox. Then he went to the Royals, and 6 homers, 15 ribs, in 37 games. Not awful. His WAR was 0.9, so about average, about mediocre. 24 homers, 56 ribs. Okay, I mean, so far that's a better option. I would say he's a better option than Polanco. How about that? However, 156 strikeouts in 2024. That's mad. That's completely mad. However, in 2023, it was 87 strikeouts. So what the hell happened to him within 1 year that he struck out 156 times? So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Come on, man. 156 strikeouts? Jeez, did he have like a? Did he have his eyes closed when he was batting? 156 strikeouts. All right. Okay. So again, I mean, I want someone that can get me on base. I don't want someone that doesn't strike out too much. I don't want someone that can give me a batting average. He doesn't really do any of that. All right. Rob says DeJong is probably the best of the scrap heap options, and it's absolutely terrifying. We're looking at these guys. It is terrifying. CT says Gallo-ish with the strikeouts. That is a lot of strikeouts. And Steve, I can't believe we're talking about these guys for our Yankees. I know. I mean, we've all grown up with some really good second basemen for the Yankees in the past. You know, I had Alfonso Soriano in the early thousands. He wasn't the greatest fielder in the world, but my God, he was electric and explosive. Then we had Robinson Cano, electric and explosive, and one of the just best pure hitters for a while before he went to the Mariners. And now we fast forward, and it's getting progressively worse. Gleyber Torres. It's a shame what happened to Gleyber Torres. Because, I mean, even if he was league average last year, you'd probably want him back on a 1-year deal, considering these options that we've landed ourselves in. Because these are dreadful names. What is Detroit Kitties Overrated Soft Frauds going to say? Yo! Love that name. New York Yankee World. What is up? Now, Detroit Kitties. I'm trying to say, are you a Lions hater? Detroit Lions, maybe? You know, not a fan? Overrated soft frauds? I'll be interested because Uncle Tats on our channel is a Lions fan. Well, as of this year, because he's really a bandwagon fan. But anyway. Regil says, we passed on a guy who could get on base. Right. I'm still hoping that Arise is still a better option. All right. He's clarified it for me. He's clarified how it looks like I was spot on. Donovan Solano, old and cheap, perfect coupon Cashman signing. Right. There has to be better options out there. Now, there has been other names linked. So, as I said at the start of the podcast, Ken Rosenthal's was putting his work in. He's been putting his work in. So Ken Rosenthal says that there are other names that the Yankees are possibly interested in. So we're going to get into that. He actually mentioned that maybe the Reds would maybe make Candelario available. Would you take Candelario? Jeimer Candelario of the Cincinnati Reds. It's not just me that's saying it. So according to rumors, Marcus Stroman, I should say that name properly, Marcus Stroman entered the offseason as a logical trade candidate, and he's become even more likely to change hands, and reports have him as a possible target for the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are desperate to unload Candelario's contract. So, that might be a case where the Yankees take on Candelario's undesirable contract in order to unload Stroman. Where would you guys stand in terms of Jeimer Candelario? Regil says Candelario. Wow, it is bad. Says meh. Right. Let's break down Mr. Candelario. Negative WAR. Excellent. That's what we want. That's what we want, people. No, it's not a positive war. We don't want that. We want a horrible war. Yes. We want someone that is worse than average. Yes, let's go. On base percentage 279. Oh, baby. Yeah. Under 30%. Yeah. We don't want guys that get on base 30% of the time. We want someone that can get on base 20% of the time. Yes. Right. Uh, OPS plus of 90. So, again, slightly below average. Batting average 225. Excellent. Someone that doesn't hit for average either. All right. What other wonderful things here? Oh yeah, great. 114 strikeouts. That's great. Yeah. All right. I'm feeling great about this, guys. I don't know about you. At least he didn't strike out 160 times like he did in 2018. So that's always an improvement. But in all seriousness, he did give us a little bit of pop last year. 20 homers and 56 RBIs. Okay. 20 homer bat. At the expense of basically every other metric. I mean, that does sound like a Brian Cashman specialty, right? Candelaria is basically De Jong with worse defense and on a bad contract. Now, this might be something. Strolling for McNeil straight up. Now, the Mets do need an arm. That makes sense. Okay. Let's run with this one because that might be a better option than the other ones. Because we're scraping the barrel, right? We are now fully scraping the barrel. Let's look at Jeff McNeil. Second can play second, can play third. All right. On base of 308. Oh my God, the dizzy heights of 300. Incredible. 692 OPS is not good. OPS plus 97, below average. 238 batting average. Just 12 home runs. Okay. Last year, he gave you 10 homers. All right. But in 2022, he bat 326. And in 2023, he bat 270. He had a nightmare year last year, but maybe he might go back to where he was. If we could, once again, if we're turning back the clock, if we could rewind to 2022, Jeff McNeil on a 326 batting average, and an 800 OPS, all considered way above average, a 140 OPS plus, considered way above average, and an all-star appearance, and a top 15 in the MVP race in the National League, then sign me up. So, unfortunately, we're not living in 2022. Spoiler, ain't a better option. What is a good option? All options suck. Donald, how do you feel about the in-house options? Horrible. Next question. Same situation. You have to admit, this shit is fun. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're really scraping the barrel. CT, we are really scraping the barrel. Right. So, what other awful baseball player can we name to consider for third base? That's my question to you. Anybody else? Have you guys heard anything else? And we will check out their stats. Donald, we can beat LA. Where? In what sport? Because it ain't baseball. DJ. Oh boy. Well, we went through DJ LeMahieu's stats and DJ Le Clubfoot stats. It was so bad that if you just plonked Uncle Tats there at third base, he would provide you exactly the same as what DJ LeMahieu provided. So, and probably for free as opposed to $15 million. So, yeah, not great. What's that? What's that meme? Not great, Bob. That's what we're looking at here with the third base / second base options. Not great, Bob. So anyway, Charlie Hayes out of retirement. What about Wade Boggs? Got to bring Wade Boggs out of retirement. He can play third base. You know, Scott Brocious. Can Scott Brocious still play? I mean, I guarantee A-Rod's better than everyone we've listed so far. Everybody. A-Rod now is better than every name that we've listed. Maybe he can provide us a decent service. Oh my god, it's scraping the barrel, man. It really is. But on a serious note, of all the names I've listed, just give me Peraza, man. Just give me Peraza, because all those names I've listed are just garbage. Really, Candelario, no thanks. Polanco, double no thanks. Woo. Right. Cashman Prevail. What about bringing back Gio Urshela? How about that? Because I actually did hear his name yesterday, and it wasn't just in my dreams. Apparently, he has been rumored. Not saying which source, but it has been rumored that they've been looking at Gio Urshela to come back. But apparently, that's the thing. He's not Josh Donaldson. Aha. No, he's not. He's not Josh Donaldson. Oh, he's with the A's. Oh, well, forget about that then. Well, then, what are we going to do? We don't have anybody that we can go with. I actually missed you, Urshela. I would have liked to have him come back. He actually would have been the best of all the options mentioned. Absolutely. We should not have kicked him to begin with. Facts. Preach. Preach it louder. Preach it louder. So, we're now going to get to the next segment. And that is what is going on in X. We're going to go through some of the rumors in X, and we will break some of this shit down for y'all. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. MLB trade rumors. At MLB trade rumors. As the Yankees continue to explore Marcus Stroman trades, the team is reportedly willing to cover part of Stroman's $18 million salary. So we know that kind of, but let's have a look and see. In particular, the Yankees are willing to pay down a portion of Stroman's $18 million to help facilitate a deal. Okay. So here's the problem, though. It's not optimal for a player who's not only guaranteed $18 million this coming season, but also carries a conditional player option for the 2026 campaign. If Stroman pitches 140 innings in 2025, in which he's averaged more than 150 since 2019, he'd pick up an $18 million player option. That only creates extra urgency for the Yankees to move him, as the 5 names ahead of Stroman on the depth chart are all signed controlled beyond 2025. Okay. What else? Goes into depth here that says that the Yankees do not have a limitless budget. We've already been through that. The Braves, Angels, and A's are just a few of the teams still seeking rotation help. Stroman might be New York's 5th or 6th best starter. We know that. So you're saying here, this is interesting. In a market where 37-year-old Alex Cobb and Charlie Morton, who's 41, command $15 million, then it's not an awful salary, 18. Unfortunately, that kicker is dreadful. And that makes the things difficult for the Yankees to trade him. So the Yankees' willingness to pay down Stroman's salary creates a myriad potential of trades. Luis Arias, for instance, please, because that's the best name, right? He has more trade value than Stroman, but the comparable salaries could make the financial component easy. Conversely, the Reds would welcome the opportunity to shed the $15 million owed to Candelario. The Tigers can't love the $10 million they still owe Kenta Maeda, and he has more experience working in the pen than Stroman, and that's it. So, not great options. The Yankees are currently a projected 303. Any subsequent additions would come at 110% tax. Great. Phenomenal. Shedding Stroman's deal would drop them beneath that threshold. Okay, so that's that rumor. that's where we got the whole Candelario shit. So we don't want Candelario. I think we can all agree on that, right? I think we can all agree we do not want Candelario. Let's have a look at some of the other options. Um, okay, let's scroll down a little bit here. Okay, Rosenthal on Stroman, we already know. Couple things. Teams have limited special starting pitchers and innings over the years for opt-outs not to be picked up. Stroh compensation should be Montas. Okay. Here's another rumor here from MLB Deadline News. The Cubs and Yankees are among the teams that have checked in on free agent Brooks Raley. Left-handed pitcher Raley, 36, underwent Tommy John surgery in May. Beautiful, he's injured. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, John Morosi's Hall of Fame ballot. Should we have a look at his Hall of Fame ballot, everybody? Okay. So, his Hall of Fame ballot is Carlos Beltran, Mark Burley, Andrew Jones, Ian Kinsler, Brian McCann, Jimmy Rollins, CC Sabathia, Ichiro, Chase Utley, Billy Wagner. Yeah, that is like a mid Hall of Fame ballot, if I may be so bold. I mean, where's A-Rod? For one, it's crazy that A-Rod's getting disrespected to this extent. It's freaking crazy. Don't give a shit about steroids. He's absolutely unreal. Andy Pettitte, another one getting disrespected. One of the best left-handed pitchers in the playoffs in baseball history. Disrespected. Brian McCann has never struck me as a Hall of Fame caliber player. CC, yes. Ichiro, yes. Rollins, Chase Utley, maybe. Billy Wagner, maybe. Andrew Jones, I think he'll probably sneak in. Even though the last couple of years he fell off, but he was still a hell of a player when he was in his prime. Ian Kinsler, I'm not feeling it. Mark Burley, Not sure about that. Don't know about you guys. CT says Billy Wagner was fun to watch. Yeah, I think I think you can maybe put him in there, but it's crazy to me that for instance, A-Rod getting disrespected, Pettitte getting disrespected. You could say, what about Felix Hernandez? That guy was one of the best pitchers of his generation. He was unbelievable. So I think that was quite a mid Hall of Fame ballot, I have to be honest. Sorry, Mr. Morosi. Talking Yanks are saying that if Sasaki doesn't want to go to the Dodgers, the Yankees become a very real possibility. All right. What about BR Walkoff? Proposed this Arias trade to the Yankees. I like this one. Yankees receive Luis Arias. The Padres receive Stroman and Will Warren. Oh my God, please. That would be the best. Oh, yeah. I can get rid of Will Warren. Thank you. Thank you, God. And then I get Luis Arias. Okay. And get rid of Stroman's 18 mil. Sign me up. God, if that is a possibility, that trade, please, with bells on. So at David Rifkin says the Yankees will add another infielder. The DJ talk is just smoke. They won't be rushed into a deal, especially with the market stalled. I don't think Waldo gets moved either. He's cheap and they love his versatility. Salute to David Rifkin. I think that makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's go down a little further. Foul territory. Dylan Betances made some waves here, where he says that in reference to Juan Soto saying it's always been a Met town, Betances said it's always going to be a Yankee town. Salute to Betances. And it's facts. It's absolutely facts. Sorry, Mr. Met. Sorry, Mr. Big Purple Blob. Sorry, Dancing Girls. Sorry, to that cult following, it's always going to be Yankee Town. I mean, the last time the Mets were relevant was when MASH was on TV. So I'm not I'm not taking it that it's a Mets town. The Mets are irrelevant outside of Queens. No one gives a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't think most Yankee fans give a shit about the Mets. So it's a Yankee town. I mean, also just look at the attendance. The Yankees were second in attendance behind the Dodgers. The Mets were like 18th. So if New York is a Met town, how come nobody went to watch them last year? And they were really good last year. They were arguably better than the Yankees last year. So, yeah, Betances is right. Same situation. Where are the Yankees now with salary? So the Yankees are at 303, according to the recent update. We're at 303. The tax threshold is 301. So the Yankees do need to make a move in order to get under it, or they're going to get charged at 120% tax. Regil the Great says we don't pay attention to the losers in Queens. Salute to you. You are spot on. Right. This goes to Rob. At Jake Cossack, Nolan Arenado, if he was on the Yankees last year, he'd be third in batting average on the Yankees, third in hits, fourth in home runs, third in OPS. I mean, that's true. And a special salute to the World Series MVP, Freddie Freeman. He's done a good thing. He and his wife, Chelsea, are donating $100,000 to three organizations: the Los Angeles Fire Department, the Pasadena Fire Department, and the Salvation Army for wildfire relief efforts in Los Angeles. Prayers up to the people in California. It's just awful what's happening over there. And I hope everyone's that's watching in California is staying safe, and God bless. And I think it's really good. I have to say, Freddie Freeman is a real one. He's actually done more than most politicians have in helping the people of California there with that $100,000. So salute to him. Bleacher Report. MLB has banned the two Yankee fans who grabbed Mookie Betts' wrist during World Series. Well, that's not a surprise. I'm glad those two guys are complete and utter morons. All right, what's the next one? Foul territory. This is interesting. They're saying that it looked like Soto was done after Game 2 of the World Series because no one was helping him. He was exhausted carrying the Yankees by himself. Well, listen, the stats back that up. I mean, no one helped him other than Stanton. What's Fred Kratz got to say? No, not interested in that because that is basketball. All right, Fireside Yankees. Yankee people were satisfied with the way their 2-hour meeting with Sasaki went. And that is all she wrote from the updates on Twitter regarding the Yankees. So there's some stuff there. I'm not overly optimistic after reading that. Can't say I'm overly optimistic. Regil the Great says Mets are a poverty friend. Yeah, they're, for me, as I said before, they're the vegan alternative to the Yankees. They got a little cult following, and they try so hard to think that they're better than me, better than the Yankees, but no, they're not. They're just a little cult following. And God bless them for that. Don, honestly, what do they do for lefty relievers? Well, I mean, we've already mentioned Tim Hill. We've already mentioned Chafin. And I also suggested that there was an update from at MLB Deadline News where they says the Cubs and the Yankees are among teams that have checked in on free agent Brooks Raley per Ken Rosenthal. Rayleigh underwent Tommy John surgery in May and hopes to be ready to return in July. So he's not even a possibility until July. And that's another cheap bargain bin name to add to the list. So basically, your major takeaway that you can take from this podcast is that Brian Cashman is very much bargain bin shopping because of this self-imposed luxury tax hard cap they've set themselves. Very disappointing. Very, very disappointing. But a lot can change, guys. A lot can change. Anything can happen. We're at the start of the show, we went into Sasaki. There's still a shot there. Right now, it looks like as of January 15th, teams are going to try and make trades to free up international money to bid for Sasaki. That's the big thing. At the moment, the Dodgers have $3.6 million of international money to bid for Sasaki. They're in very good shape. Apparently today, they're considered the favorites. So that's a big move for the Dodgers. If the Dodgers land him, forget it. It's done. That super team is complete. So, yeah, let's hope that's not the case. If the Yankees land him, then holy shit. Holy shit. Now we can get excited. I'm still fairly excited. Obviously, it would be dampened somewhat if Candelario or De Jong or the Little Sisters of the Poor play third base for the Yankees next year, but there's still a chance that it's a rise, and I hope it's a rise. You look at those names that I mentioned, none of them are better than a rise. So, I mean, I want them to spend money on Bregman. They ain't doing it. So, as Rob says here, I'm only saying De Jong because they don't want to spend money on guys like Bregman and Kim, and the trade market is pretty bad outside of Arraez. Maybe the Phillies make Baum available. Maybe, I mean, just top of my head, what if we add Sasaki, and then the Phillies are like, yeah, you know what? We could actually do with a starter, and then we offer them Clark Schmidt, and we take Baum in return. Would you guys do that? That's just me at the top of my head. I think Baum would be someone that we could consider. I don't think he'd be necessarily made available, but maybe for the right deal for an elite arm like a Clark Schmidt, maybe they change their mind. I don't know. I'm hoping that Cashman is trying all these scenarios out, but we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. But I'll tell you what, January 15th is going to be very interesting. So, guys, have January 15th marked on your calendar. It's going to be very, very interesting because that will be day one of the bidding for Sasaki. I think it's not going to be signed then, but that's when you'll start getting some movement, and then you're going to have a clearer picture as to where we stand with landing the Japanese sensation. And on that note, I will sign off and we get to watch some football. I hope you guys, whoever your team, whichever team you're rooting for, wins. And a salute to all you guys. So check out Sunday. We've got Lynn and Sierra on the upper deck. That will be a great show as normal. And then next week, it's myself, Rob, and Uncle Tat back to our regular scheduled programming with the Pinstripe Chronicles. And I'm hoping that we'll have some news to break down next week. That could be fun. Regil says, unfortunately, we are Giant fans. Yeah, we are. And the Giants suck. The Giants are a disgrace. F John Mara. F Joe Shane. F the Giants. Yeah, here we go. Anyway, Regil says, good night, family. I'll see you all on the upper deck tomorrow. Woo! Yeah. Amen, guys. All right. Well, thanks so much for checking us out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And I'll see you next week. Let's go, Yankees.